Oh, alrighty then. In this video, we're going to talk about how many times a day you could adequately or you could appropriately dose Alkar and get away with it. You know, basically have like good solid results without affecting your sleep or affecting like blood sugar levels or anything, you know, funky. Coming up. All right, let's do a minute and a half of Product Pro. Let's talk about coupon codes and all the nootropic products that we sell on livecortex.com. Fast forward a minute and a half if you don't want to hear us talk about it. Totally okay. I won't think you're a freeloader. Don't worry about it. Number one, we've got a stack. It's called the Cortex stack. It is a very powerful pre-made stack. Pre-made stacks, I know in the nootropic sphere, are not popular, which is why Cortex is so awesome, because people that are, I call them pre-made stack haters, are like, dude, I cannot hate on your stack. It is awesome. Get it at livecortex.com. It's a very strong, very powerful stack. It's exceptional. It's called Cortex. Number two, we wrote 3 digital guides: Smarter, Better, Faster, Nootropic Pro Stack List, and the Racetam God Guide. We'll explain them in detail at the end of this video if you're interested in getting them, but they're basically digital guides that have very powerful nootropic stacks within them. Lots of Nootropic stacks and Nootropic Pro Stack List. It's a stack list of Nootropic stacks. Lots of Racetam stacks in the RGG, and then Smarter, Better, Faster is like a guide that has a bunch of different stacks, my own personal stacks, modafinil stacks. Gives you advice about nootropics. They're all digital, so you can download them and start reading them ASAP. Lastly, we do Nootropics Consulting. It's a 40-minute call with me, 15 additional email correspondences. If you're thinking about like you need questions, answers, or someone to help build you a stack, you got to get the consulting package. It is $65 and gets you, really we do them for an hour. We just like to say 40 minutes to keep parameters on it. And I just stick with people to help them find stacks that work for them. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com, and also livecortex.com/blog, the biggest blog on the planet for nootropics, continuing to grow. The Cortex Lab Nootropics podcast. For those of you that don't know that we have a podcast on iTunes, Google it, check it out. And then lastly, I've never promoted us on Facebook because I just don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook, but we're gonna and we have to. So facebook.com/Cortex Stacks is where we're at. Okay. So please like us on Facebook. Could you do that for me? Facebook.com/Cortex Stacks. Just go like us. We need to get up there. I haven't been paying any attention to Facebook, and that's a problem. All right, so let's talk about dosing Alkar multiple times a day. This is a strategy that I've used many times over the course of my time taking nootropics if I really just don't want to take other nootropics. Alkar is so cool because it's versatile. Verbal fluency, mental energy, focus, because it donates an enzyme called acetylcoenzyme A to the production of acetylcholine, which is a focus and memory neurotransmitter. But it also optimizes brain cell mitochondria. It basically allows the body to shuttle fatty acids to brain cell mitochondria. It gets in the mitochondria, and those brain cells can then use the fatty acid as a fuel substrate to fuel and to create energy. So it's like this multifaceted nootropic and a perfect standalone nootropic. It's actually one of my favorite standalones besides L-tyrosine and besides theacrine and besides, of course, modafinil. The dose range on Alkar is 200 to 1,000 milligrams. Most folks are going to find their sweet spot right in the middle. My sweet spot is 300 to 500 milligrams. But what I've learned over time is that I can take Alkar in 300 or 400 milligram quantities 3 or so times a day, and that I could get sustainable good brain performance, energy, motivation, speed of processing, just all around good brain performance through the course of like a 12 to 15 hour period, just dosing 300 to 400 milligrams every 3 hours or so, or just dosing 300 to 400 milligrams, three times a day, or even 4 times a day. Whether we're talking about 3 times a day and we end up at 900 milligrams dosing 300 milligrams at a time, or we end up doing it 4 times a day and we end up at 1,200 milligrams total of Alkar, dosing it 4 times throughout the day. My strategy on this is like, right in the morning with coffee, 300 or 400 milligrams. And then the next, the next dose is right around 2-3 p.m., as you might imagine, right, when you're trying to get your energy straight. And then the next dose thereafter, if I'm going to do 4 doses, I'll do the next dose at right around 6, because 6 is after I did a run. I'm going to, meditate for a little bit. Then I'm going to do some laptop work, some business work for Cortex Labs. So I need my brain to function really well. And then that'll last me really to 9-10 o'clock. If I'm going to have a late night and I'm going to sit down and work on a late night, then I'll dose another 300 or 400 milligrams, somewhere around 8 p.m. And that'll take me all the way through, and I'll sleep just fine. It never fusses with my sleep. So that is an Alkar dosing strategy that you can use. Do some deviations if you must in milligram quantities. on the doses to find what works well for you. And that is just like a super easy, totally sustainable, totally awesome nootropic strategy. Dose it up. Thanks for watching.
What is up, everybody? Ryan Michael Bauer here. Hey, thanks a lot for listening to the video. Thanks a lot for being here. But check this out. If you want to take your nootropics game to a different level, to the pro level, we've got 4 major products for you. Number 1, the Noopep Pro Stack List. I think of all of these, it's the Noopep Pro Stack List and the Racetam God Guide, which we're going to get to in just a second, and we explained in the video, that are the most advanced guides out of our guides. The Noopep Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains a bunch of powerful sublingual, oral, and nasal Noopep stacks. It also has 20 bonus Racetam stacks. The gist of it is, look, it took me a long time, 4 years of concentrated experience trying to find the best Noopep stacks, putting them in a digital guide. It's like folks try for a while to find a good Noopep stack. They're like, you're weighing stuff out, they're adding different ingredients in, they can't quite get it right. I figured them all out. I figured the god stacks of Noopeps, and I put them in the Noopep Pro Stack List. Get that at livecortex.com. It's digital. Then the Smarter, Better, Faster guide, as you see right in front of you here, that is a guide for new folks. If you're new to nootropics, look, any of these guides will suit you, but if you're new to nootropics, this teaches you everything. Choline sources, Racetam, stacking Racetams, phenibut, research chemicals, modafinil, everything in between. Smarter, Better, Faster is a very powerful, information dense. It's also a lot of stacks in there. Digital guide you can download for anything you have. Then the Racetam God Guide. This is a little on the advanced level, but still, anyone could take it and get the stacks from it, and then can go implement those stacks, make those stacks, capsule the stuff, the ingredients that we've got laid out in the stacks, and then get a benefit from it. It's got 80 plus pro, highly advanced, super effective Racetam stacks. We got aniracetam, piracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, nephiracetam, coliracetam, fasoracetam, all the major 8 nootropic Racetams in that guide. And then the Cortex stack. The Cortex stack is really like, look, if you're really looking to take your nootropics game to another level, I created that stack to give people an idea of what nootropics really should be. The pre-made stacks that were out there were not that effective. They just weren't. The companies and the folks that own those companies, I'm sure, are great. They just weren't that effective. So I created a stack that was like blowing my mind and allowing my brain to really function well during an 18-hour period building a business. I then converted that to a commercial stack. It is called Cortex. It is strong, okay? Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. That is what you got to do if you really want to take your nootropics game to the next level. Get these guides. Get all these guides. If you're new, get the Smarter, Better, Faster guide. If you want a Noopep stack list that's highly advanced and surgical, get the Noopep Pro stack list. If you want some Racetam stacks that are extremely effective, situationally specific, get the Racetam God Guide. And listen, thanks so much for being with me. Go to livecortex.com and get these products. And my friends, be epic and achieve more.